Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll see how to create a backup with SSMS. This is a video extract from SQL backups and restores. Okay, we go to Object Explorer, expand databases, then we right click on one of the databases. We're going to pick corporate data underscore east 1, right click on that, tasks, and backup. Once there, we have our backup type selection. We can only pick one. Okay, we have full, we have differential, and we have transaction log. We could also choose to do a copy only backup if we wanted to. Below that, we have backup component. Now, backup component will give you the choice of doing the backup to the whole database or just files and file groups. The reason we don't need to choose files and file groups for this database is because this one only has one file group with one physical file. So it makes no sense. Below that, we have destination. Now, in our case, destination only has two choices, as disk and URL. There is a third backup to destination that's called tape. Since we don't have a tape backup, we don't see it. So there will be three. In our case, we only have two. Below that, we have the last location, the whole path and file name of the last backup that was done to this database. We're going to click on remove, although this is not going to remove the file physically. We don't want to do that. We're going to click on add, so we can add another location. We can use the same previous location, or if we wanted to, we could click here to the right and look for a different location. For simplicity purposes, I click cancel, and I'm just going to use the same location, and I'm going to paste the name. Okay, make sure you put the extension .bak, so you know it's a backup file, and click OK. Now let's go see media options. Media options, we have override media. Override media, basically, we can do an append to the existing backup set in case we're doing a backup to an existing file where we can add several backups into one single file, or we can override all existing backup sets. We have the option to check media set name and backup set expiration. Additionally, we can back up to a new media set and erase all existing backup sets. This will also give us a choice of using a certificate to do encryption of the backup. We have the option of reliability where we can verify the backup when finished, perform a checksum before writing to media, and continue on error. Now let's go see backup options. The first thing we see on backup options is the backup set information, specifically name and description. This is optional information that we can add to the backup, and you can put anything you want there in the name or description of the backup if you want to. We also have backup set will expire. There's two options here. There's after 0 days, which means there's no expiration date on the backup, but you can click on and specify backup expiration date. One thing to know is that you can generally restore an expired SQL backup because the expiration date is a metadata flag for cleanup, not a hard log. But the actual usability depends on whether the backup file itself is valid, uncorrupted, and the SQL Server version supports it. So it's still restorable if you specify an expiration date. Also, you have compression options here. You can use the default service settings, or you can use compressed backup if you're not sure if you have compression enabled on your server, or do not compress backup. Last, we have encryption. And as you can see, encryption is disabled. And the reason why it's disabled is because we did not specify one parameter on media options. The parameter has to do with backup to a new media set and erase all existing backup sets. So let's put some values here on the new media set name and new media description. So we can use that encryption option. Let's put some values here and values here. And if we go back to backup options, we have the encrypt backup enabled. Also, you need a certificate or an asymmetric key. Now, one thing to know is that if you create a backup that's going to have encryption, that's going to depend on a certificate or asymmetric key. That certificate or asymmetric key has to be on the server where you're going to restore the backup. Otherwise, you will not be able to restore it. So Let's add one because I already have one certificate created on this server for this purpose. So first thing we do is click on Encrypt Backup, then choose an algorithm. From the list, we have from AES 128 to AES 256 and triple DES. The best one to use and the most powerful is AES 256. Triple DES is very old and very slow, so we don't recommend that. So let's use AES 256. And right after that, we can call our certificate. In this case, it's going to call the one that I have created. It's called TDE_cert, and it's telling me that it is a certificate. Now, right after that, I can just click OK, and my backup is completed. And this will finalize the video. Would you like to hire me for your SQL questions and solutions? You can contact me on Fiverr, Upwork, or LinkedIn. To download a copy of the script used in this and other videos, please visit my repository on GitHub. Please like and subscribe. You can also leave a comment or message if you wish to do so. Thank you for watching.